So when I started painting realistic paintings from photograph to final product. And because I'm originally from Prague, I painted a lot of Prague. And I get pretty soon tired of just reproducing the photographs because I felt like I was too tied to the final outcome of the painting rather than enjoying the process. So I started exploring abstract painting, and I tried to get really engaged in the process, because the process is where the creativity happens. And that is really what I was interested in. So this piece is really kind of transitional piece of the still representative art, but I took freedom with abstracting some of the parts and getting much looser in the interpretation. So then I transitioned to completely abstract pieces, and I love that because the process becomes more of a interaction, or almost like a conversation between me and the artwork, because sometimes things start happening that I really don't expect, and the painting dictates more of what it likes to do. Sometimes I have an intention and I want to push it in a certain direction. So and that is really the fun of the process of abstract painting. But because I started as a representational artist, in a lot of my pieces, you can still find recognizable elements of landscape or cityscape or ocean, seascape. That's the exciting part of painting, that I really never know what's going to happen. And that's the part I enjoy. I like the freedom of the open space, and water was always important for me.
More like dancing with the paintings, with your utensils. Right. Yeah, it's amazing. Right. Yeah, I can see a lot of movement. So your body will not kind of be stable in one situation. So you use a lot of physical movement, as we can see it. The movement on your painting. Yeah, that's amazing.
That is true, because some people sit when they paint. Yes. I can't sit when I paint. I have to move around. I have to walk away, go back to it, look from the distance, look close. And that is really a big part of how I paint. I love to paint large, so I can really feel it.
Yeah, I can see it on your hand movements, like a symphony.
Right.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. Is kind of homage to Prague, where I'm from, and I took the main characteristic shapes of the old historical buildings and placed them, not accurately, just placed them in the painting. So it is, again, abstract treatment of some realistic stuff. And by using the textures and all that, I am trying to convey that it's not accurate depiction. But this is a work in progress. It's not finalized. I'll be still working on it. Was really fun because, as you can tell, I really don't paint people. And this was supposed to be red cross on the blue background. I was trying to do something that would be kind of like a wrecked ship or something like that. And this woman started insisting, literally, on being there. And as much as I was trying to get rid of her, she kept popping up. So I felt like, okay, this is what that painting really wants. So that's how this dancer came about. Other times I want to convey more of my idea of a landscape or city, or anything that kind of comes to me when I start painting the piece. Most of the time I work in series. I work in either thematic or color series that actually started with shape that came up very spontaneously in a painting, and it got me going on the music series. I love music and I listen to music all the time, so it was pretty natural that I went that direction. And I use warm colors because that, to me, maybe express my feel towards music. It's really interesting because sometimes things connect without me really consciously thinking about it, but it's kind of the internal feel that I have about the subject. So this specific one was a trumpet, and it was more of a New Orleans feel, the hot nights of jazz and of kind of spontaneous creativity. The other piece is actually French horn, which I had a lot of fun in creating very abstract shape, which is still recognizable if you know French horn shape. I work with color palettes, and so I create little cheat sheets with colors so I can go back if I ever want to revisit the colors. So that's also fun, and that was also the connection between the pieces.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you.
Another piece was piano, which was my favorite piece of that series, but that one sold.
So do you also listen to music while you paint Zdenka?
Yes, and I usually listen to classical music because it has more of a calming effect on me. I realized one interesting thing, and that is that I always thought to be creative, you need to be torn up and unsettled and stuff like that. And I realized that actually I need to calm down, I need to be in peace, I need to be well balanced to be able to kind of open myself and let the creativity come out. So very often you see more of kind of calming effects. I love paintings that are calm in places where I would like to be. So that's why I paint ocean. I love oceans. So that comes through very often. And my cities are mostly not really descript cities. It can be any city. My Pragues are the only ones that you can recognize what city it is. But other than that, I am enjoying the creating the feel of the city, the hustle bustle, and the saturation of people, buildings, noises, flavors, and all that. it was one of my early pieces, and it's really, to me, it shows the joy of creating, and creating just for creating, not trying to make some final product, just having fun with the medium. And it's been also one of my favorites, with the different textures and colors blending in and out. My reaction to COVID shutdown, it was when we had all the restrictions of not being able to go out, having to deal with all the crazy stuff. And so I felt like we were contained into this space, you know, being at home, not having to, being able to really go out and socialize. So I wanted to get out. That's kind of my breaking out of the box of all the restrictions. I keep on experimenting and experimenting. I'm not sure if it's recognizable, but they are trees. They're trees with these really interesting trunks. And I was experimenting with actually removing some of the layers using solvents. So it was fun, final results, and there was a lot into it, you know, making the borders and what works, what makes me happy, what kind of I allow myself play. I want to enjoy the process of it. So what happens is kind of good.
Yeah, to me they look like teardrops or rain. The painting looks very mist, and you can feel the moist of the weather and the rainy part. That's amazing. Yeah.